We move up now to 155 pounds. Mike Malenfant out of Averill Park High School, an 18-year-old senior who's won 30, lost only one in his final high school season. And Richard Schur of Section 5, an 18-year-old senior, Spencerport. He too has lost only once, 36 wins and one loss. Richard Schur considering Syracuse, Brockport, and the University of Rhode Island as places to continue his wrestling career and get his college education. And speaking about the combination of other sports and wrestling, Richard Schur, an all-county pole vaulter.
It's kind of hard to believe, as big as he is, Dave, going up over the bar.
Pole vaulters have tremendous upper body strength.
They certainly do.
Richard Schur, he's in the maroon outfit, representing Section 2. And the blue or purple is Richard Schur of Spencerport.
Both wrestlers filling each other out. We got a hip toss, no points yet, but Schur's got a 2-point takedown. Rolled through, no back points.
Mike Malenfant was 4th in the freestyle and the Greco wrestling in the Empire State Games. There's an escape for Malenfant, now trailing 2-1.
Nice double leg tackle if he completes it, 2 points.
Sure, it looks to be another one of the wrestlers who can go at it in spurts.
Seems to be turning it on and off at will. And again, the quickness of the 45 and 55 pounders is quite remarkable. Somebody that big moving that fast.
We've got an injury timeout. Malenfant getting a little water while Schur gets a little attention there. You're watching the New York State High School Wrestling Championships at the Onondaga County War Memorial, the 6th year that McClaw Cablevision, Cable 13 Sports, has been on the scene. And we hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching tonight. John Janiak is with us, former Syracuse wrestler. Outstanding one. Another escape.
Malenfant tried a switch, was stopped by Schur. Got the escape.
Oh, what a takedown.
That's the 3rd double leg takedown Schur has hit. I'd venture to say that's his best move in a standing position. Malenfant better find out how to stop it if he's going to make this a close match. Looks like Schur's bleeding again. It looks like he's cut on the bridge of his nose.
A little blood under his right eye and on the bridge of his nose. But he's not hurting on the scoreboard, leading 6-2.
Yeah, he's bleeding everywhere. Looks like a little bit on his lip too.
I believe his brother John won the state championship 2 years ago at 145 pounds. This is action now at 155.
It's not surprising to see a family member, history of the states, the Bannock brothers, Medinas. I know the list goes on. It is a family sport. I'm sure it starts in the living room of most suburban houses.
I know I've got 2 boys, and they go at it pretty good.
And I'm sure they don't know the rules yet.
They're 10 years apart, too.
Must be a lot of fun at home, Dave.
Second period about to unfold. 6-2 lead for Richard Schur, Spencerport. Three takedowns in that first period by Schur against Mike Malenfant.
And he stands up, escapes, get his one point right away.
Now he leads 7-2.
We'll have to see if Mr. Schur shoots in on double leg tackle once again. And yes, he does. Right off the whistle.
And doesn't have the success this time. Not yet, at least.
This time, Malenfant did what he had to do to stop the move. He sprawled, put his weight down, tied him up. He's got some type of front headlock on, sure. Malenfant is, that is. Seems every weight class we had so far, most of the wrestlers are very comfortable with the head tie-up, head and arm, head and shoulder, as this position we're seeing on the screen now. Which really doesn't help either wrestler, so I'm surprised they're doing it so often.
John, the collegiate style of wrestling is kind of in between high school and the international style. Do Americans benefit by the collegiate style?
No, I think it puts our wrestlers at a disadvantage, Dave. You strive to be the best you can be in a certain style, and a year later you're wrestling a Russian or a Hungarian that's been wrestling the international style for 10, 15 years. It's a readjustment, and we're doing extremely well at it, but I think we could do better if at once we just change the whole intercollegiate and high school wrestling sport to international. Sure, some people would suffer at first, but I think in a year or two we'd be better off.
Do you anticipate any movement in that direction?
Well, just at the rule changes the last couple of years, you've seen the tendency to lean toward the international rules. A nice double leg again by Richard Scher. To his back, he's got back points. There's 3 back points.
10 seconds to go in the period. 4 takedowns in this match by Richard Scher. And he piled up some points there at the end of the period to take a commanding 12-2 lead.
Being encouraged by some of his fans to get 5 more points and end the match.
Richard Scher's road to the finals. A victory over John Richard. A defeat of Ron Fedke. And a victory over Dave Vincent. Mike Malenfant taking out Joe Cincamani, Joe Cardone, and Wayne Wilson.
This time Scher changed off to a single leg. Not quite successful, but I think he's going to get the 2-point takedown.
Waiting in the wings at 167, Matthew Wilson of Lawrence High School and Drew Jackson of Huntington. Another Long Island grudge match.
2 seniors, that should be a good match.
The outcome really not in doubt in this match. Richard Scher leading Mike Malenfant 12-2.
Little duck under. Not over yet. Mike Malenfant getting a 2-point takedown. Makes it 12-4 with a minute left in the match.
And I don't suppose Scher will be in too much of a hurry to do anything now.
No, I think he's content to lay on his belly. But the officials won't let it last too long. He's going to have to make some attempt to get off bottom.
Time is definitely on his side.
Little sit out, turn in.
Half a minute to go.
Should get 1 point for an escape. He's very close.
And they drive out of bounds. All right, Malenfant obviously needs a pin to win it now. Is there one move he should shoot for?
Well, on top, he's going to have to use his best move, whatever he's taken 24 opponents to their back for a pin this year.
What would you do, John?
What would I do? I would go into what I did best, a crab ride to a half Nelson for a pin. And if I were Gene Mills, I'd go to my half, and let's see what Mike has. He goes to a cradle, and it's a good cradle. He brings him over, but it's a roll through.
And we're under 10 seconds to go. So he's pulling out all the stops. He just doesn't have enough time.
I think he waited a little bit too long to open up.
Crowd appreciates his effort. Certainly nothing to be ashamed about as he controlled the action there in the third period. But sure, pile up the points early.
I'm sure he's going to do a great job in college.
And the high school careers of these two young men have just come to a close with Richard Schur winning the state championship at 155 pounds.
Area of the building. That's Tom Martin of Waverly. Report to the stage area of the building.
Now we jump to 167.